Hi, everybody. I'm Nate Wiggum. I'm with Ian Capital. We do commercial real estate capital advisory, debt and equity placement across all property types all over the country. And I'm here with Adam Greenfader.
Thanks, Nate. Adam Greenfader here, managing partner of AG&T. We are real estate developers and advisors. We focus on residential and hotel properties in the Caribbean, Latin America, and Puerto Rico. Nate?
Yeah, so today we're going to talk about Puerto Rico, but specifically in the context of bringing back critical manufacturing to the U.S. and how Puerto Rico traditionally has fit into that equation and what the opportunity around that really is today. So before we talking about Puerto Rico, again, the fact that it is part of the U.S., it has democratic institutions. We'll just briefly touch on that. Adam, you mind talking to just a little bit about the government here in the island, structure, the government's attitude towards business and all that?
Yeah, absolutely. So at AG&T, really what we do, and have been doing this for many years, is help bring U.S. investors to Puerto Rico and help them get acclimated, make the right introductions, get them set into their different, business ventures. And the first thing that really needs to be top of mind is that when you think about doing business in Puerto Rico, you're really thinking about doing business like you would in the U.S. state. Most of Puerto Rico's agencies are based in Florida. So if you're a Florida developer or builder, your same government agencies in Florida are going to be the ones that handle Puerto Rico. And Puerto Rico ultimately is, controlled by the U.S. Congress. From a political perspective, Puerto Rico is extremely stable. Recently, we just saw Governor Rosselló essentially voted out of power. People marched on the streets and, within a 45-day period of time, a new governor was elected. And I think that a lot of people saw this as democracy in its really truest and most beautiful sense. I mean, here it was a political leader that overstepped his bounds. There were some texts that, really made people upset and, some insinuations of corruption and whatnot. And the people marched on the streets and they were on the streets. It was peaceful, close to 1 million people. I was there when that happened that day. It was amazing. It's just really beautiful to see. No violence, and absolutely, if you could describe what a true democracy looks like, Puerto Rico in 2019 did it, and big shout out to the island.
Yeah, I totally agree, and I was at the protest as well, and it's absolutely the same. It was totally peaceful. I mean, people were like, when it kind of dispersed, they were picking up their trash and all that. I mean, they really were making a point of, making their opinion about the situation known to the government, but they were not doing it in any kind of a way that wasn't peaceful or disrespectful to the island, which frankly was really a really cool thing to see. And like you said, when the transition of power was occurring, there was some question on kind of how it was going to happen, who was going to be next in line, and it went to the Senate, went to the court, and the court upheld the process mandated by the Puerto Rican Constitution. And that really just shows you and demonstrates, that is really, I think, the ultimate test of the stability of a democracy is how power transitions. And in this case, the courts upheld the law.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, Puerto Rico, because it is part of the United States, has access to all the federal courts. And so, you've got the district courts of Puerto Rico, you've got the appeals courts of Puerto Rico, and you can even go to the Supreme Court of the United States in a case in Puerto Rico if necessary. So, Puerto Rico has this very strong U.S. Legal system, and because it is a small nation with really homogeneous population, democracy works incredibly well.
All right, so we appreciate you taking the time to watch this presentation. I hope it was informative. If you're interested in learning more about the opportunities in Puerto Rico, of which there are many, feel free to reach out to either one of us. There's a link below to go to our website to download a copy of the presentation as well.